What's up? My name's Chad Davies, Slow to Pro here, and I don't know how to double blip. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys a little something in my garage today. My gear bag and all the equipment I take to hard enduro races. The two I've been to. So anyways, what? Somehow all of my gear and equipment is set out perfectly. So yeah, let's go through what we got here. All right, well, you know, I've been doing this thing for about a year now, this whole hard enduro race thing, and I'm sure I'm missing some things. But this is my not so exhaustive list of things to, you know, prepare for your first, or to have for your first hard enduro race. All right, so first, you know, I only got one here, but pants and a jersey, that's important. We'll go kind of snake our way around here. I got these kind of long john type, you know, legging things. I wear these so that those don't dig into my legs. Knee pads. Knee pads are extremely important for hard enduro. I wouldn't ride without them anymore. Now I know some guys have like the brace type things, and I'm sure I'll have those eventually, or better knee pads. These were just given to me, and they work great. So anyways, a gear bag to put it all in. So all of this gear that you see, not all the equipment, but the gear ends up going in there. So yeah, keep it moving with the helmet. Got my my V1 helmet, a chest protector. I learned that that's very important in that last race at Silver Kings. Ah! Shit! A few different types of goggles. I usually only end up wearing two, but it's nice to have a few options. You know, clear lenses, smoky lenses, you know, different things. Next up, we got these gloves. I usually like to have two pairs. You can see that one's a little bit less used than the other, but I like to have two pairs in case one gets super wet and doesn't dry out before the next day. Obviously, boots. I am looking to get new boots, but these have, you know, done me really well. Next up, we got my riding pack. So this is everything I take with me in my pack. You can see I got gummies. I got the waffle.
In the morning, I'm making waffles.
Usually more than that. I also usually have some gummies, like the squeezable gels, I should say, that, you know, are a good boost of energy when you're 2 hours into a race. Also, I try to take them like every 15 to 30 minutes on the race. I take a couple T-handles with me, an 8mm and a 10mm. That usually, everything on the bike that, you know, I could work on in the middle of the race usually can be done with those two. T-handles, also, you know, a few Torx bits, and, you know, just a screwdriver. So, also got my Camelback. I am looking to upgrade this pack to, you know, one of those Usui ones, or however you say that. So yeah, that's everything in the in my gear bag. I'm gonna jump over to equipment now. Okay, sweet. Let's jump back here to my tools first. So I always have a couple different tool boxes. This one kind of just holds any different. You know, I got my whole bolt kit. Got a torque wrench, WD-40, you know, tire irons. Other random tools that are important. Yeah, that's just kind of my specialty items. Then I got this bad boy. Got my spark plug, just in case. I've never fouled a spark plug, but you know, it can be good to have that just in case. This one is just your general, you know, all the different sockets and wrenches and stuff. It's got more down in those drawers, but I like to just be prepared for anything, you know. So close that up. Next, we got our wheels and tire set up. So I like to have, you know, at least one front tire, just in case something goes wrong. I've never really found that I need a new front tire, but you know, it's good to have it just in case. Always, you know, a spare tire, and then a whole spare rim and, you know, wheel setup, so that, you know, on these multi-day races, I don't have a team of people that can help me change tires and stuff. So I find that when I'm tired, it's nice to just be able to slip that on and off quickly, you know. So anyways, there's a little hack for you. if you can afford it, because I could barely afford that. These things are expensive. So next, got a fork saver. This thing, if I can't, you know, attach to the foot pegs and I have to compress the suspension, that's nice. I got my it's a spoke torque wrench. It's good to check those always, and you know, just in case anything goes awry with your spoke tension. Got some grease, a hammer. This is my framing hammer from when I did construction. Nice little thing. An extra chain, just in case. Of course, you need zip ties. That should honestly be in my pack. That is a very important little thing there. Next, I got a little funnel, measurable funnel. That's good for, you know, changing any fluids that I need. Got another bigger torque wrench. A spare rear brake, you know, rotor guard. It's nice. I got that from the dealership, so I would probably just get a Tusk one if I were to do it again. Got a couple extra air filters. These aren't pre-oiled right now, but I think it'd be awesome to have, you know, some pre-oiled versions, so that, you know, and I usually do just pre-oil them so that I can just take them on and off. I got kind of like the stock tool thing that comes with your bike, along with some other fluids, brake cleaner, engine or coolant, extra 2-stroke oil. Over here, now this isn't an always thing, but if I have space in my truck, I like to take the pressure washer just so I can get the bike nice and clean between days. Next, 5-gallon, you know, thing of gas. That thing's not full right now, preferably with, you know, which bike you have. It has to have that logo on it. Next, the rest of the set of my T-handles, just bigger things if I can work on the bike, then I, you know, in between nights or whatever. Some more WD, never can have enough of that stuff. And then finally, I got an extra pipe, extra silencer. That helps for, you know, if you bash a pipe. On the bike right now, I do have the FMF Fatty, I believe. And this is just a stock pipe, but it's better than having a smash pipe. So anyways, that's my gear. And next, let's look at my bike. This is the Steed in all his glory. I know other guys like to call their bikes girls, but I cannot imagine riding...
Awkward.
This is my bike. In all his glory. So, anyways, just wanted to show you some of the protection parts that I put on this bike. I haven't gone really too crazy. I know that some guys go harder than me, but I like to keep the weight down, and you know, there's some parts that I haven't put on purpose. So we'll start at the front. Got the front rotor guard on it. This is the, you know, the stock factory one, whatever they call it. That's the KTM Husky gas version and like branded one. I think I want to switch to one of the ones that's actually not just plastic. It's actually like one of those enduro engineering or bulletproof designs, like actual aluminum one. But you know, this thing's nice for anything that kicks up into my rotor. I got the, you know, the upper fork savers. I don't know really what you call them, just these guards by a Cherby. They kind of just help if you dump your bike. They, you know, help things glance off and don't get your fork scratched. I got this front pull strap, also from a Cherby. You know, this is nice if when people help me on the trail, they can just grab this and pull my bike. I got this gripper seat. I like this on, you know, hill climbs or just other things where I need extra grip on the seat. That's nice. Let's see, anything on the bars? I got Pro Taper bars. Those have been good to me. Down here, I got a 50 tooth on here right now, I think. Let's see. I think it's a 52. No, it's a 48. This is a 48, but I usually run like a 50. I want to try a 52, 1352, so I can run that true 4, you know, gear ratio. But yeah, I got a VE33S on this right now. It's more of a, you know, it can do hard enduro well, but it's more of a medium enduro, I think, single track. But I have it on here right now. It's done really well for me. So yeah, I also got the FMF Power Core 2.1. I really like it. It's done. I'm not good enough to feel the difference between FMF and stock, but I like it. Anyways, down to the rear rotor guard. That's honestly, I don't think you can ride hard enduro without that thing. That thing does it, pays for itself a million times, just in time and protecting that rear rotor. I freaking love the look of them too. I don't think a dirt bike looks good without it. So, also you can see these Cherby swing arm protectors. These really help with scratches, and when I go to resell this bike, I'll be able to take those off and it'll look like a brand new bike. So these come stock, but it's the frame protectors like those. I've changed out this plug. I don't like the stock ones, can break on you and you can't get them as tight as I'd like them. So I just changed it to where it's a socket. So socket fitting. Got the FMF fatty on here. Like I said, can't really tell a difference. I would have to test them back to back. Maybe that's an idea for another video. Also, lastly, got the fork shoe protectors. As you can tell with a lot of this stuff, a lot of it is just protection for the bike. And I could have added, I know a lot of guys like to run the pipe guards, like the carbon fiber pipe guards that go on here, but I've had some bad experiences with those. I've had some experiences where I end up bending the header pipe up here and it messes up. I get an exhaust leak and it's just a pain. So I purposely haven't run those. Oh yeah, and I forgot my, these radiator guards. They're aluminum. I freaking love them. I love the look of them and just the feel of them. So I've dumped my bike a few times and my radiators still look great. So anyways, that's my bike. That's all my gear and equipment that I take to hard enduro races so that I'm prepped and ready to finish the race. So anyways, slow to pro, let's get it. I also wanted to say lastly, if there's anything I missed or that you think I should have in my setup for hard enduro, drop it down in the comments. Let me know. I'm constantly learning. A lot of this is honestly learning from the internet and from YouTube to see where I can improve. So thanks, guys. Last thing I forgot to mention that I use while I race are moose bibs or bib mooses, however you say it. I like to use the New Tech Nitro mooses, but I know a lot of guys use the Michelin ones. Those are awesome. I just find the New Tech ones to be obviously a little cheaper. So I like those. I'd love to test Michelin versus the Nitro mooses back to back, but maybe that's an idea for another video. I also use one in the front. I just use the, just the normal progressive, like feels a little harder, a little stiffer. I like that in the front more so that, in turns and stuff, it doesn't like to wash as much and stuff. So, and stuff, saying that a lot. But anyways, thanks guys.